If you've been gardening for any length of time, you've probably heard this advice 100 times: just add manure. But here's the thing no one really explains. Not all manure behaves the same in soil. Some wake the soil up almost overnight. Others work slowly, quietly, and steadily in the background. On my Soil Stories journey, I decided to stop guessing and actually test it. I applied chicken manure on one section of my garden and livestock manure, like cow and goat, on another, under similar conditions. Same soil, same crops, same weather. What happened next surprised me. The soils didn't just improve, they changed fast, but in very different ways. This article is for you if you've ever wondered which manure truly builds soil better, faster, and safer. I'll share exactly what I observed, what's really happening underground, and how you can use each manure type wisely, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned grower. Before we compare chicken manure and livestock manure, we need to clear up a big misconception. Manure is not just fertilizer, it's food for soil life. When you add manure, you're not only feeding plants, you're feeding bacteria, fungi, worms, and microorganisms that turn dead soil into living soil. The speed and quality of this transformation depend on three things: nutrient concentration, carbon balance, and how fast microbes can break it down. This is where chicken manure and livestock manure part ways. Let's start with what I noticed first: speed. Chicken manure acted fast. Within days the soil looked darker, smelled richer, and felt warmer when I dug my hand in. Plant growth responded quickly, leaves greened up, and new growth appeared noticeably faster. Livestock manure, on the other hand, worked slowly. The soil didn't change overnight, but after a few weeks, something deeper happened. The soil structure improved. It became crumbly, easier to work, and held moisture better. This told me something important. Chicken manure is a sprinter, livestock manure is a marathon runner. Alright, so let's talk about chicken manure. It's one of the most nutrient-dense organic amendments you can use, no doubt about it. It's especially high in nitrogen, which explains why plants respond so quickly. You see, nitrogen fuels leafy growth, chlorophyll production, and rapid cell division. In my test plot, the chicken manure-treated soil came alive almost immediately. It was quite something to see. Microbial activity surged. But, this power comes with responsibility. Fresh chicken manure is strong. Too strong, actually. If applied incorrectly, it can burn plants, overwhelm young roots, and even disrupt soil life rather than support it. That's why composting or aging chicken manure is not optional. It's essential. Once properly composted, chicken manure becomes a soil activator. It's excellent for tired soils, heavy feeders like maize and leafy greens, and beds that need a quick boost before planting. Livestock manure, especially from cows and goats, tells a different story. It contains fewer nutrients per kilogram, but it's richer in organic matter and fiber. This makes it slower to break down, but far more stable in the soil. In my garden, livestock manure didn't cause rapid growth spikes. Instead, it improved soil texture. Water infiltration increased. The soil stopped crusting after rain. Earthworms moved in. This type of manure feeds fungi more than bacteria, which is critical for long-term soil health. Fungal networks improve nutrient transport, soil aggregation, and drought resilience. Over time, this creates a soil that doesn't just grow plants, it supports them through stress. Livestock manure shines in long-term beds, perennial gardens, orchards, and dry regions where moisture retention matters more than fast growth. One of the biggest lessons from my test was this: you must match the manure to your goal. If your soil is pale, lifeless, and nitrogen-starved, chicken manure can revive it quickly. It's ideal when you need visible results fast, especially for short-season crops. If your soil is compacted, sandy, or dries out too quickly, livestock manure is the better choice. It builds humus, improves aggregation, and creates a sponge-like soil that holds nutrients instead of losing them. Neither manure is better in all cases, they simply serve different purposes. One mistake I often see gardeners make is assuming that if manure is good, more must be better. My test reminded me why moderation really matters. With chicken manure, excess nitrogen can push plants into soft, weak growth that attracts pests and diseases. It can also upset the soil's nutrient balance, locking out minerals like calcium and magnesium. Livestock manure is more forgiving, but even it can cause issues if applied too thickly. Oxygen gets restricted, decomposition slows, and soil can turn anaerobic. In both cases, thin layers applied consistently work far better than heavy applications done once. I now use composted chicken manure as a targeted soil booster. Small amounts, worked into the topsoil before planting heavy feeders or when soil needs a wake-up call. Livestock manure has become my foundation builder. I use it as mulch, incorporate it into beds at the end of the season, and rely on it to improve soil structure year after year. When possible, I even combine them, using livestock manure for bulk organic matter and a light touch of chicken manure to speed microbial activity. Together, they balance each other beautifully. The biggest takeaway from this experiment is simple but powerful: soil responds differently to different inputs. When you understand how each manure works, you stop gardening by habit and start gardening by intention. Instead of asking, "What manure do I have?" start asking, "What does my soil need right now? Is it speed, stability, nutrients, or maybe structure?" When you make that shift, your soil improves faster, your plants grow stronger, and your garden becomes more resilient season after season. Testing chicken manure against livestock manure didn't just improve my soil, it improved my understanding. Soil isn't passive, it's alive, responsive, and honestly, incredibly honest. Give it the right input and it tells you immediately. If this kind of real, hands-on soil knowledge excites you, you're in the right place. Soil Stories is all about learning from the ground up, through observation, testing, and sharing what actually works. If you found this article useful, go ahead and subscribe to the Soil Stories YouTube channel, share this with a fellow gardener, and join me as we keep uncovering the secrets hidden beneath our feet.